Do you owe Nick and Chiefs Kingdom, which I am an honorary member of, an apology?
Well, let me immediately start by saying, absolutely, I do owe Chiefs Kingdom, first and foremost, an apology.
There we go.
Because unlike some of my counterparts across from me, when I am wrong, I just admit that I was wrong. Brew, don't think that I'm talking to you.
I know you're not talking about me.
Oh, yeah, I am. But anyway.
I've admitted I was wrong.
Look, I made the statement of they didn't have a chance. Mm-hmm. And
compared them to the Eagles.
I did compare them to the Eagles. Please.
I'm sorry. My bad.
I'm trying to apologize.
My bad. I apologize.
And the reason why I was saying that you guys didn't have a chance was based off of what I had seen all regular season. What I didn't put into account was what Nick had been trying to advise us on all season long, is that the regular season does not matter when it comes to Patrick Mahomes. And so for that, I will say I apologize to Chiefs Kingdom. Now to you, Nick.
Oh, more.
There has to be some amount of pride that I have. And so I'm standing on that pride, and I'm not apologizing to you.
Why not?
I like
Chiefs Kingdom.
Because you are the person in the room that is so obnoxious that there is nothing in me that feels like I owe you an apology, because regardless if I was right, I don't believe that there would be an apology coming this way.
That's true.
So, but for Chiefs Kingdom,
Nick,
I apologize to you guys. I should have never doubted Patrick Mahomes. Forgive me, please.
if you were more humble in victory like me, he would have apologized.
What victories?
When the Ravens used to win.
I mean, what?
I think he would have apologized.
You know,
to me.
I probably would have.
See?
All right, that weekend, you know what? I mean, I was here, spoiler alert, I wasn't going to accept it. So I'm glad he didn't give it.
Exactly my point. That's what makes
so
my
we
point.
can just move on. I would Greg, Chiefs Kingdom is a kinder, gentler people than I am.
Greg, have you made your official pick?
I have not made my official pick, but I'm.
Which way are you leaning? Because Brew is making his pick Friday, 3 o'clock.
I'm leaning to a team in red.
Okay.
Oh, conspiracy. Okay. CBS.com ranked the 20 best Super Bowl quarterbacks. Quick explanation of the list written by Brian Diardo. The list is, quote, not purely based on talent and career accomplishments. It's about their impact on the Super Bowl, both in the moment and in the following years.
It's kind of a nonsense list.
Okay, I'm trying.
This will be interesting.
Yeah.
Brady, number 1.
Sure.
Montana.
Maybe.
Terry Bradshaw.
And now it gets
Troy
wrong.
Aikman, 3-0. Elway.
Okay.
Then it's Mahomes, Peyton, Namath, Eli, and then Bart Starr.
Okay.
So, Nick, we can start with you. Mahomes, too high, too low, or just right? You're not.
The high-low is always complicated with the numbers.
Down,
listen, at worst, he should be number 3 or 4, pardon me, and at best he should be number 2.
4.
So listen, Brady's got to be number 1.
Correct.
Just because of the 7, right?
Montana, I get it. I understand the argument to it, because if we are talking about not playoff performances, we are talking about solely Super Bowl performances, because Montana had some really bad postseason performances, but none in the Super Bowl. That's fine.
11 touchdowns, 0
Right, that's
picks.
fine that he can be
Pretty
2.
good.
Sneaky, amazing playoff Super Bowl resume
4-0.
with also some of the weirdest box scores ever.
Yeah.
Because so if you look at him, so his first Super Bowl, it was 9 completions, 96 yards and a touchdown. This is just defense. That's fine. But his second and third Super Bowls, he doesn't complete the ball a lot, but they're all bombs.
Yes.
He had 9 completions for 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 9 picks. And then the second one, 17 completions for 310 and 4 touchdowns. He was just chucking it.
Yeah.
And so, right, exactly. And so if you want to say right now those are the 3 and Mahomes is 4, that stuff is
What about Aikman?
Offensively bad.
Okay.
And the Aikman stuff's nonsense. So here is, and I'll try to give you some graphical evidence of it. But first, Mahomes' raw Super Bowl numbers are far less impressive than the games were. So his first Super Bowl ever, he's playing a top 2 defense in the league, and they scored 21 unanswered in the final 7 minutes to win. His third
A lot
Super
like a Brock Purdy playoff game this year.
No,
I mean, right?
no.
Bad early, 2 interceptions.
Okay, except for the
plays
good
well
defense
late.
part and the 21 points in the final 7 minutes. But that's fine. It was
How many
not
Purdy scored against
Brew,
I'm just
against
saying.
terrible defenses. Correct? Am I
It's
right
a
or wrong? Can we?
championship
Yeah, I mean, what are we
Okay,
I'm just saying, go ahead.
point.
I don't want to
I thought it
interrupt
was fair
your whole
enough.
flow.
Okay, his third Super Bowl, the one against the Eagles, they gained every single yard possible in a second half comeback. Every single yard that they could have gained except for the one they kneeled down on.
Yep.
And the second Super Bowl, the numbers are terrible. But if you listen to the Tampa Bay players or Tom Brady or watch the game, you know he played better than the numbers suggest, even if you want to say that was a bad game. But here's the reason why. There's Mahomes, there's Brady, and then there's everyone else on all the hardest Super Bowl stuff. And we can just roll through the graphics, please. 10-point comebacks in Super Bowl history. Mahomes has 2. Brady has 2. Everyone else in the history of the Super Bowl has 2. Okay, being down, so your record in those situations. Mahomes is 2-1. Brady's 2-1. Every other quarterback is 2-47.
Thanks, Kyle Shanahan.
And then, lastly, Shanahan's responsible for 2 of them. How about this? Win-loss against a top 2 defense. So a top 2 defense. Mahomes, both of his rings have come against it. Brady was 1-0. Everyone else is 8-18. So the degree of difficulty, the comebacks, all of it, to me, clearly supplant the fact that Aikman's 3-0. And I don't know how Elway got there because Elway was downright awful in 3 Super Bowls.
Elway is, to have him ahead of Mahomes is ridiculous. All right, Elway's got 3 touchdowns and 8 interceptions in his 5 Super Bowl games, and he's only 2-3. I mean, I'm not trying to take away. He's a legend, great, but he just wasn't awesome in all these Super Bowls. So I would have Nick Mahomes, I would have him 5. The first 3 I think are right on the money. Bradshaw was better in the Super Bowls than he is in like the regular season.
Correct.
Like just legendary plays and comebacks or, clutch passes and all that. And look, Aikman, I get your argument. Aikman did, though, have a 4 touchdown game in the Super Bowl. And so he was obviously 3-0. That's not all on him. But I don't mind for now having Aikman where he's at. But the Elway one is the one that's ridiculous. I think he should be 5th.
Wow.
Mahomes.
I got Mahomes 3rd. Terry Bradshaw, I love that he has 4. But when I look at it, I don't just solely look at like your stats. When I think about that Super Bowl in those games, like, were you the best player? Like, when you think about Joe Montana in those 49ers teams, like, he had Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice won one of those MVPs, but he has, I think, 3 of them. When you think about Tom Brady's in a whole nother category, so we'll eliminate Tom Brady. But when you look at Terry Bradshaw, love what Terry did. Love Terry. 2 MVPs, 4 Super Bowl appearances, 4 wins. Totally respected. If you want to argue it, you can argue it. But once you get beyond that, Troy Aikman, he has 1 MVP. Like, you don't think of those Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl teams and say, man, when Troy Aikman got there, it was over.
And his one great stat game was the 55-10, which is a different context than, and so the Super Bowl MVP's point, only Montana and Brady have more than Mahomes as of now. I think that it's an odd list because if it's just about how you played in the Super Bowls, then Elway, who is, in my opinion, one of the 6 greatest quarterbacks ever, has to plummet. Because and you know who also
Peyton
has to plummet.
Yeah, he should plummet.
Peyton was.
Bạn vừa xem xong video phân tích của chúng tôi. Sau đây sẽ là video hướng dẫn cách làm cây gậy một con gấu màu xanh như thế này của tôi. Bây giờ các bạn vào làm cùng tôi luôn nhé. Mình sẽ sử dụng cây kéo này mình cắt ra nhé. Rồi, sau khi cắt xong thì chúng ta sẽ được một tờ giấy màu trắng như này nhé. Bây giờ thì các bạn sẽ quấn nó vào cho mình này. Các bạn sẽ quấn từ cái đầu bên này cho mình nhé. Mình sẽ quấn nó vô nhá. Đó, các bạn cứ cuốn đến hết cái tờ giấy này cho mình nhé. Rồi, mình đã cuốn hết cái tờ giấy này rồi. Bây giờ các bạn sẽ gắn cái phần này vào cho mình để nó không bị tuột ra nha. Mình sẽ giữ một lúc để nó keo khô đây nhé. Đó. Vậy là mình đã được một cái que dài màu trắng như thế này nhé. Tiếp theo bây giờ các bạn sẽ lấy cho mình cái tờ giấy màu đỏ này. Các bạn vẽ cho mình hai cái hình tròn nhé. Đó. Các bạn sẽ vẽ cho mình hai cái hình tròn như này nhé. Bây giờ thì mình sẽ cắt nó ra. Đó, mình đã cắt xong hai cái hình tròn màu đỏ này nhé. Tiếp theo các bạn sẽ gắn vào hai bên như thế này cho mình nhé. Bây giờ mình sẽ gắn vào này. Đó. Giờ mình sẽ gắn nốt bên còn lại nữa. Tiếp theo, bây giờ mình sẽ sử dụng cái bút màu đen này mình vẽ cho nó cái mắt nhé. Đó. Các bạn sẽ vẽ cho mình hai cái mắt như thế này nhé. Bây giờ mình sẽ cắt hai cái hình tròn màu trắng nhé. Rồi bây giờ mình sẽ gắn hai này vào cái mắt màu đen nha. Mình sẽ gắn vào hai cái màu đen như này nhé. Tiếp theo bây giờ mình sẽ vẽ cho nó cái miệng nha. Đó. Các bạn sẽ vẽ cho mình một cái miệng như thế này nhé. Bây giờ mình sẽ tô cái phần màu đỏ cái phần dưới này nhé. Rồi bây giờ mình sẽ gắn vô cái que màu trắng này nhé. Rồi, vậy là mình đã hoàn thành xong một con gấu màu xanh như thế này. Chúc các bạn làm thành công và hẹn gặp lại các bạn ở những video sau nhé. Bye bye.